Today's conversation, I really enjoyed.
Same.
We met Kevin Peake, the co-founder and the president of Next Health. We got connected with them through Wellness Month in September.
Exactly. And Next Health, a really neat concept. I mean, it's pretty much the future of what's going on in the world of health and wellness all under one sort of roof. And
Right.
What a great story. I mean, he's a true entrepreneur. And it's interesting because I feel like Next Health really sort of spearheaded the wellness and health sort of industry and interest that's here in West Hollywood.
Well, they're all about prevention. They're all about not having to deal with a problem that has occurred, but how do you get healthy enough to not have to deal with it in the first place? And of course, it started in West Hollywood.
Yeah, cool one. So enjoy.
All right, Kevin Peake, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
We
Happy
appreciate
to be
it.
here.
Yeah. So Kevin, you are the co-founder and the president of Next Health.
Yep.
And we got in contact with you because we just finalized Wellness Month in September.
Yeah.
At West Hollywood, and that's where we, met you guys and came into contact, and were able to do a couple of stories from your location in West Hollywood, which was just really fascinating to us. So we thought, we gotta get those guys on to talk about what's going on with health, and specifically in West Hollywood. So appreciate you coming in.
Yeah, of course. Happy to be here. And Wellness Week was great, by the way. Really enjoyed it. It was great to have a focus on wellness and really have that be a feature for a bit. So it was nice.
Yeah, I think as we talked about a little bit, wellness is really an important aspect of West Hollywood. It's, the world comes here, obviously we have a lot of celebrity culture that goes on here. So I think a lot of that, what that happens, like before awards shows and stuff, people come here to get red carpet ready. They look to West Hollywood for really kind of innovative things that are happening in the wellness space. And this is where a lot of it starts, thanks to, entrepreneurs like you that get it going. So we're going to get into all that.
Totally. Well, you've got a really interesting background, but before that, just I guess for viewers that might not be familiar with Next Health, can you just describe what it is and why it's a destination in and of itself?
Yeah, absolutely. So Next Health is a health optimization and longevity center. We started the company almost 10 years ago at this point, and you, which we just found out, were one of our first customers coming in, which is amazing. At our first little location down the street.
But early adopter, Sarah.
When we started the company, there was nothing remotely similar to what we do.
I remember that.
We truly pioneered this space. Fast forward today, it's like, that's why I'm so excited to see things like, Wellness Week and focuses like that. The awareness and demand for what we do has skyrocketed, which is super exciting. But if you came in today as a first-time customer, what that experience would be like.
Yeah, perfect.
So you come in, we'd start by drawing your blood. We measure thousands of biomarkers, genetics, food sensitivities, micronutrients, hormones, gut health. I mean, you name it, we test it. We can even run you through our executive physical program where we do full body MRIs, CT scans, cancer screening. When the results come in, you meet with our functional medicine team who's going to interpret the results, talk to you about your health goals and health concerns, and then create a custom wellness program for you based on all this information.
Love that.
But the magic is we don't then just give you that plan and say, here you go.
Yeah, good luck.
Good luck, right. Come back and see me in a year, fix all these items. Really, the journey starts right there where we become your wellness partner, hopefully indefinitely, and you have instant and convenient access to the most advanced treatments, technologies available in the world in relation to health and wellness, all under one roof in a very high design premium environment that doesn't look or feel anything like a doctor's office or hospital. The experience is like a Four Seasons meets an Equinox gym or a Soho house. Like that's the vibe, that's the experience. And our customers are coming into Next Health to utilize these services on a weekly basis.
Yeah.
So that's why we're really intentional about the experience of it, because people have to enjoy being there.
Yeah,
they're not coming because they're sick. They're coming because they want to lock in their health and feel as good as humanly possible. But the services that you have access to are stem cells, exosomes, hormone replacement therapy, ozone therapy, IV therapy, therapeutic plasma exchange, hyperbaric oxygen chambers. We have our Next Beauty division where we do Botox, lasers, fillers, PRP. So it truly is your one-stop shop for health and beauty optimization.
So much of this it makes sense that the flagship location is in West Hollywood. What is it about West Hollywood that you think almost ties into the health and wellness space so well?
I mean, I just feel like it's just woven into who people are in West Hollywood. I mean, West Hollywood is just, it's the trend-setting destination of the world.
Yeah.
And people who are into, wellness, I think are the early adapters. It's people that want the best of the best. They want to feel good. And I just think that aligns with it's like, listen, we all know people fly from all over the world to come to LA to, so you have all of these people that are like the greatest from their towns or the most ambitious, and they show up here ready to do something. And those are the types of people that also want the best of the best physically, mentally, their well-being. So I just think it's a very, natural alignment with what West Hollywood is.
Synergetic, so to speak. I guess kind of just going back to like the business a little bit more. I mean, you guys are really all focused on, there's an element that's longevity, right? And then also preventative, as well as obviously cutting edge. Can you talk a little bit about that as far as, more, as far as just, the importance of the personalization of it and where you guys are kind of growing with that.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the personalization is everything, because what may work for you is going to be very different than you. And it could be two people, same age, same demographics, and it's going to be very different. So the root of everything is the biomarker testing. And we have a team of really talented functional medicine experts, and we've, that are highly trained in functional medicine, that are able to look at the entire body system and make the connections, make the correlations to understand, we see these various things going on. Like here, let's track this back to understand what's the source, what's causing this. And we're able to develop these very personalized wellness plans. And the biomarker testing that we do and the diagnostics are the most advanced available in the world. Like we use the most advanced MRI machines. We measure every biomarker available known to man. We can essentially measure. And most people never have the opportunity of actually knowing we know how much money we have in our bank. We know what's going on with our car. We don't know what's going on inside.
It's so true.
Right? Like we don't have a health dashboard.
Yeah.
So that's what we're giving to our people. It's like, let's start with let's look under the hood of you, see what's going on. Start there with the baseline, and then we'll build a plan to optimize. And, the goal is to give you the tools to feel as good as humanly possible, to stave off disease and illness for as long as possible so that you can continue producing at a high level, that whether that's personal, professional, whatever it is that you want to do, and to ultimately expand the human health span and lifespan. And it works. So we have a client who, I won't share any personal information about him, but he came in and he did his biological age test a year ago. And his age was 4 years older than his chronological age. For a year, he came in religiously to Next Health and did all of the things that you could do. Just remeasured. I just saw him the other day. He's like, "You're not going to believe this." I'm like, "What?" It's like, "I just redid my biological age test. I'm 13 years younger.
13 years younger
than my chronological age." He had a 17-year improvement in his biological age in 1 year.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, what we're doing works. It's life-changing for people. And then to go to the next level, it's actually life-saving for a lot of people too. So when we do the full-body MRIs, the CT scans, the cancer screening, we're detecting stage 1 cancer, aneurysms, tumors, blockages in the aorta, 20 years before anyone would have had a symptom for it. So one of our, he's actually a friend of mine. His name is Robbie, and he's done a testimonial on this, so I can share. He's a brilliant young guy. He was one of the founding team members at Instagram, and now he's like Mark Zuckerberg's right-hand guy and runs WhatsApp. And he's just like this young, brilliant guy. And he has a young family, he has a wife and 3 kids. And he's like, I'll come in and I'll do the try out this executive physical for no reason other than why not? Let's just give it a shot. And we detected a brain tumor. And it was, it was more advanced than you would want to see, but it was early enough that the prognosis, it was a workable situation. And it's, it saved his life, and it's changed his life.
Wow.
And we have many situations like that we have clients of ours that we've literally detected things that have been able to save their life.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
That's, one of the things when we did Wellness Month and we interviewed Dr. Shaw at your location here in West Hollywood, I thought the vision was so smart because he did talk a lot about tired of just fixing what's wrong with people. Let's get out in front of it and do what's right.
Get ahead of it
before they do that. But I think the problem with the world and with us as humans is that we don't want to deal with something until it's the check engine light is on.
Exactly.
Right? So
Exactly.
I'm curious what brings people into Next Health to start, like to do the biomarkers. I'm really interested in doing that, but I have to either think something's wrong with me or really care to get my shit together.
Right. So let me ask you this.
Podcast, we can say that.
Are your parents healthy?
They both passed. So.
But did they have any kind of chronic conditions?
Yeah, no, my dad had, died of heart disease.
Yeah.
And, my mom had issues too. So yeah.
Not to get personal, but the reason that I asked that is people have watched their older generations pass
Deal with
away
that
and
kind of
deal
stuff.
with chronic disease.
Yeah.
And when we know that we have the tools to be able to circumvent that or drastically reduce it, and you've watched your parents suffer, and you've watched your friends and your family and people getting cancer and everyone dying of heart attacks and everyone's obese and unhealthy.
Yeah.
And yet that there's tools here. They weren't there then, right? They didn't have the knowledge that we have today.
No.
Today we do. Why you have to be crazy not to take advantage of that.
Yeah.
Is my perspective.
Yeah.
totally.
It's like it's not difficult.
Yeah. And you said earlier that you have people coming in every week. So they're coming in for what kind of stuff? What are people coming in? If they come in weekly?
Yeah.
For maybe different things or what? How does that work?
The average person, again, it's very individualized.
Yeah.
As we offer a lot under one roof, so different people will be on different paths. Our memberships are $199, $299 a month, so incredibly affordable, packed with value. Run your full total blood volume through that, which separates out all the plasma. Our plasma, as we age, becomes defunct. You have inflammatory factors and microplastics and toxins and all of this stuff stores in the plasma. So what we're able to do is actually eliminate all the plasma. I don't know if you guys have seen the photos or seen us on, like a bunch of people are holding up this bag of it's like a 2 liters of yellow gunk. That's what we're removing from their bodies. And what happens is then it stimulates your body to regenerate all of that lost plasma over the next 24 to 48 hours. So you get rid of the old and then you have fresh, new, healthy plasma, which has growth factors and stem cells and everything else. And you create this very regenerative environment in your body. I'd say it's probably the most powerful treatment available in longevity today.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm like ready
This
to.
is the way I felt when I was up there. I was like, God, I want to do all of this.
I do want to do everything.
But I'm afraid to do the biomarker.
Oh, why?
I'm afraid to find out my biological age.
Oh, we're both of us are like, why?
Yeah.
Oh no.
You got to do it. That way we can work on it.
Yeah, right. Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I feel like what you all have been doing with Next Health and what you continue to do, certainly you've carved out a space for it and are definitely a leader in that space. And it also even seeing how you've influenced West Hollywood in general, too. We've seen other places that pop up that are maybe not a direct competitor, but they offer different services. They're also in that health and wellness space. And it's so great to kind of be a part of that and pioneer that. I mean, you made wellness cool, right?
And honestly, that was the goal. That was the goal from the beginning. It's like, how do we make this cool?
Yeah.
What's
What's next for you guys in terms of growing Next Health, be it in West Hollywood and beyond? I mean, you've kind of indicated that you're looking to expand and grow a bit more, but what can we expect?
Well, at this point, again, it's very clear to us that this works. Like the value is there. The business model works as well, which is something that was, very hard to figure out because there's no other business like Next Health. We really had to, write the rule books as we were doing this. We didn't have another guide to kind of follow on it. But it works. And now it's about expansion. So we actually opened up, we've been doing some fundraising. We opened up franchising about a year ago.
Oh, cool.
We actually sold 65 territories.
That's incredible.
Yeah. So we have a huge, it's funny. It took us 8 years to open 5 locations. Now we're about to open 20 locations in 12 months.
Yes.
But we have locations in development currently in Dubai, Canada, Miami, Nashville, Austin, Chicago, Vegas, pretty much every major market. So The next few years are just going to be out, opening in these key markets, making sure that we're able to, maintain brand integrity and quality as we do that and continue providing the value that we've provided here, starting in West Hollywood to these different communities around the world.
I love that. It really all started here.
Yeah,
it did.
Love those stories.
I know, right?
I'm curious about, so Dr. Shaw, obviously a very renowned surgeon and well-learned. As you open these other destinations around the world, are they also staffed by doctors? Are they staffed by medical professionals, or do you guys give them all the tools for that, or how does that work?
Yeah, that's a big conversation, but high level of it is there's medical providers. There's a medical director that will oversee it, who's a physician. There's medical providers that work on site, which could be physicians or could be nurse practitioners. And and then there's a team of nurses and medical assistants and non-medical team members, just the overall dynamics.
Right.
We are incredibly hands-on with who we select as our partners and how we train them and how they manage and run the businesses. This is not like a typical, franchise model of like, here's a playbook, go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
We're selecting partners.
Okay, so to kind of switch gears a little bit here, but I kind of like to sort of play favorite, so to speak. So West Hollywood pretty well, and obviously you guys are doing so much in that health and wellness space. But are there other businesses in and around West Hollywood that it could be related to health and wellness? It could be like favorite coffee shops you love, like XYZ gyms there or whatever it is. What are some standout businesses here that you love to either go to or that you just are a big fan of?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many great businesses in West Hollywood. That's part of what draws me here. It's like, I want access to the best of the best.
Yeah, sure.
But Myo Detox, do you guys know Myo Detox?
I have not been there yet, but I'm familiar with it.
Incredible concept.
Yeah.
They're like disrupting the PT chiropractic space, and they do these incredible, like very, very talented. Their tagline is future proof your body.
Love that.
Similar, it's not about, you don't just come in when you have a back problem. You come in on a routine, and it's like, I was never into chiropractic until I went there, and I was like, oh my, I'm feeling different.
Yes.
And they give you exercises you can do on your own at home. I mean, just a phenomenal concept. Just the other day, I went to, there's a new concept that just opened called the Gleamery. You guys know about them?
I'm going there actually this afternoon.
Oh,
What? No, you're not.
I am going there this afternoon. I have a 2:00 appointment.
That's hilarious.
Is it on Melrose?
Yeah, it's on Santa Monica.
Oh, Santa Monica.
Yeah.
So they're taking dental health to the next level.
It's incredible. And again, I love that they're the similar philosophy of they're like disrupting the space, creating, it's beautiful, it's premium, doesn't fit, high design, it doesn't feel like a dentist.
What do they do there?
So I mean, it's dental health. I mean, it's what I think.
Teeth cleaning, teeth whitening.
Back to becoming a member, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Is that what what you call it, memberships?
Yeah.
How does somebody start at Next Health? Well, what's the journey for them?
So first off, again, our whole goal is to make it as accessible as possible for people, right? So everything's available a la carte or membership. Some people don't have time to come in on a monthly, weekly basis, so they'll just come in, once a quarter and they'll get the works done, and we'll see them again in 3 or 6 months, right? And that works fine as well. Other people who are here and they're local and it's part of their routine, they're getting a membership and they're coming in frequently. But I mean, you literally walk in the door and talk to our team at the front desk, and they're going to take you on a journey. They're going to give you a tour of the space, explain to you what we do, give you some options of things that you would be a good starting place. Everyone that comes in, will give them a complimentary, cryotherapy session. Is just something fun to try out and kind of get into it a bit.
Those are great.
And the ideal starting place for everyone is to do the baseline test, which that is included in all memberships.
Which is to draw blood.
So that's like our starting blood panel where we measure about 50 different biomarkers.
Yeah.
So
which is the only way you would know what I need, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So all memberships include that as well. So it's like the ideal thing, someone comes in, they sign up for a membership, we draw their blood and do a baseline, and then they can do some other services while they're there. And then we'll give them that wellness plan, and then they have a process to kind of follow on their journey.
Got it.
Love that. If people, if they have a membership, and I'm sorry, I should actually know this, but if they've got a membership, are they able to do it? Go pop into other Next Health, or Okay, great.
Yeah.
That's so cool. So you can come here, start.
Yep.
At the flagship location, and then kind of continue on your journey depending on wherever you are. Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, very smart. I still use advice that Dr. Shaw gave that day, because we were with KTLA and she just wanted to give advice to their listeners and their watchers of the KTLA morning news, knowing they wouldn't necessarily get out to West Hollywood. And he's like, look, just every morning, get up, go outside, get your feet planted on the ground, take some deep breaths and drink some water. And I've been doing that since September. And I'm like, I always credit him. It's like, easy things that you can do that you really don't even think about. But when it comes, when it comes to preventative stuff like that, it really works, right?
I mean, I'll tell you, I really think that's one of the superpowers that he has. I mean, he's this incredible high-functioning leader in functional medicine and longevity, but he's able to break things down so simplistically. And while the things that we do at Next Health are absolutely life-changing and can be life-saving, to me, it's the top 10%. There's the 90, if you're not doing the 90% below, which is going outside in the morning and getting sunlight and drinking good water and eating good food and exercising and having some sort of, mental health and mindfulness, like you got to fix that first.
Yeah.
Before, I mean, if, it's like if you're not doing that, almost all of this doesn't really matter, right?
Yeah.
And Dr. Shaw is just so good about being able to ground back and not get too complex and too sciencey, and able to deliver it in a way that's easily applicable for people. And he did just launch his new podcast, the Extend podcast. And that's his whole philosophy on the podcast is the 80-20 principle. What are the 20% of things that you could do for your health that'll give you the 80% of the results? And he has the biggest, Peter Attia and Mark Hyman and, all of the big names in the industry are all coming on the podcast. And, he's distilling bits of wisdom from them as well.
That's so cool.
Yeah, really, really smart.
This is great.
Yeah, I really appreciate you coming in and talking about, I think you're the only wellness guy we've had come and talk on the podcast. So,
really?
But
we gotta
starting a new trend here.
Yeah, once again, starting a new trend. But we were really impressed with Next Health and everything that you're doing there, and wish you the best of luck. And
thank you.
Appreciate that you started in West Hollywood. And
of course. This is our stomping grounds.